Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It has been an absurdly long time since I've been on here, way too long. I've just been more busy than ever for whatever reason. I've been in a little bit of a funk recently in terms of music listening and music buying. Just been like really burnt out. Haven't really been purchasing as much. I've still been purchasing, but maybe not listening as much. I have this box that's full of like my currently listening stuff, and it's absolutely just stuffed. Yeah, I had this amazing haul at this record store anniversary sale. Everything was $9, and it was like insane stuff. So we'll get into that, but some other stuff mixed into. Yeah, I don't intend to ever be gone for that long period of time again, but who knows? We'll just get started. This is a sweet one. I got this stuff so long ago. This is a first mono, Smiley Smile, by the Beach Boys, and as you can see in the shrink wrap, very, very nice copy. This was in this little collection that I bought. It was really small, but yeah, had to have this. I mean, come on. This album is really weird. It's not great, but I've been on this Beach Boys kick, or I was, for a long time. One of my favorite songs by the Beach Boys, period, is Heroes and Villains, which opens up this record. And of course, Good Vibrations on here too. Kind of essential to have if you're into the Beach Boys, but it really, really falls flat on what the album Smile could have been. Yeah, this pressing sounds not so great too, but if you just take your bass and you crank it all the way up, it sounds fine. A very interesting record, but kind of an essential to have, and in that condition, I'm stoked to get it. This one came from an antique store and had to pick it up for the price that it was at. Steely Pretzel Logic. This is a quadraphonic pressing, technically a repress, I believe. I don't know, but this sounds absolutely amazing. Like, I'm keeping this over my original copy. It just sounds great. You know, I find with the quad stuff, like, sometimes you'll get a gem, and sometimes it'll be like, it doesn't really sound that much different than any other copy, but fantastic. If you ever see this, definitely recommend picking it up. It's a great pressing of the album. This is one that is kind of shocking that I didn't have an original copy of this. And I actually have two of these in my possession right now. Dust, Heart Attack. Yeah, one of the most just incredible hard rock records ever put out there. This is an original gatefold copy. Shout out to HG Trio on Instagram. This is not the copy he sent me. We were talking about, I mentioned somewhere that I still didn't have an original copy of this album, and he was like, hey, I've got one, and we did a little trade for it. While that copy was in the mail, I went to an antique store and found this for like a steal. Incredible price. So it's like, well, you'll never guess. Found a copy. This is seriously one of my favorite records of all time. So, needed to have an original. I had 3 copies at the same time, which is awesome. This next batch of stuff all came from the record store sale, and I'm probably going to include everything in this video. I haven't listened to the albums I'm going to show at the end as a warning, but they'll be included in a future video after I've listened to them and stuff. But we'll start with the ones that I have listened to. Humble Pie, self-titled, such an incredible record. I mean, man, it's just so good. The songwriting's fantastic. It's got like its heavier moments. Wonderful. But I already had a copy of this, so I was just checking out the disc because, you know, I need an upgrade anyways. Bam. White label promo, and that's sweet. There was a bunch of stuff like that where it was like, oh my goodness, like just such a nice copy. Yeah, white label promo, just wonderful. This next one, Mono Surrealistic Pillow, didn't have a copy of this. I purged my copy because it was like a 1980s, I don't know, something repress, and I was like, I'm gonna get an original soon. Like, I know I will. So just held out and got a mono. Pretty okay shape. I was laughing at a lot of this stuff because written in the condition is like vinyl E plus or EX plus is what some of them say. And this is like probably a VG copy. It's just really funny to me. But yeah, super cheap. There was a couple mono copies of this, and this was probably the nicest one there, but needed to just have it on vinyl again. I mean, this is one of the greatest Psych records ever recorded, in my opinion. And it was great to revisit that one. Another one that I had a reissue of, this is Sunshine Superman. This is an original mono, which is sweet. But yeah, I've been listening to this a lot, and this is just absolutely one of my favorite Psych records. I mean, it's kind of in that transition period between Donovan's folk stuff and when he was moving to the jazzy Psych realm, but this is like just such a great record. I mean, Ferris Wheel, Three Kingfishers, anything with a sitar on it like this, I'm a sucker for. And yeah, absolutely essential, amazing stuff. This one was not from that sale, but it was sent to me by Psychedelic here on the VC. Came as part of a package that has another record that I'll talk about. The Adventures of Keith by Keith. This is a pretty solid pop psych record. I haven't spent enough time with it yet, but it's got some good tracks. A couple of tracks I wasn't a huge fan of, but yeah, this is like cheap heat. This record is not very expensive at all. I've seen it around a bit, but just never pulled the trigger on it. So thanks, Derek, for hooking me up with this one. It's pretty sweet. A few more that came from that sale. The Monkees Head. That sweet foil cover. I have been after a copy of this for so many years, like 4 or 5 years, you know, since I started collecting records. But yeah, got this copy, and this album is just amazing. I mean, it has the spoken word interlude stuff in it throughout, which is, you know, I don't really mind it because once you get to the songs, it's just like the greatest pop psych songs you've ever heard in your life. I mean, it's like, wow, just mind blowing. I mean, the first real song is Porpoise Song. You got the song Circle Sky. It's just wonderful. It's just such a wonderful record. And yeah, you can hear the like Frank Zappa influence on this record. I know that sounds crazy because it's a record by the Monkees. Zappa was in the movie Head, and there's a couple clips of him on the Monkees TV show. Yeah, which I find fascinating. It's pretty awesome that he agreed to do that. But yeah, this is fantastic. I really, really love this record. Definitely probably my favorite Monkees record now. I know the Monkees get a lot of flack, but that one is definitely an exception. This next one is, again, just one of my favorite albums, like, ever. I just play this so much for whatever reason. JD Blackfoot, The Ultimate Prophecy. Yeah, pulled this one out, and again, a white label promo. This is a record that I only play side 2 of, because side 1 is okay. It's got some like rural country rock, country, little bit of a psychedelic vibe, but not really. But side 2 just opens up with this scream. This is the ultimate prophecy, is what he says. And then you're just in it from there. It's just a trip. Yeah, this copy's got this sweet insert too, which I didn't know this came with, so that's pretty amazing. Yeah, but you've got, on side 2, you've got the ultimate prophecy, death's finale, it's cycles, waiting to be born, and pink sun, and it's just this like proto-metal, crazy, heavy psych suite of songs that kind of flow together as one, and it's like just one of the greatest things I've ever heard in my life, to be honest with you. I love it so much. But yeah, that's of my utmost recommendations. Listen to the Ultimate Prophecy side of that record. Another one I found at the record store sale, Blues Vibes. As the title suggests, this is a very bluesy record, but it also gets a little bit out there, which is what I love. It opens up with Tobacco Road, which I'm not the hugest fan of any version of Tobacco Road. I mean, I've heard it 5,000 times by, 100 different bands, and I don't know, that song's never really blown me away. They do a solid cover of it on here. But some of the real good stuff is when you get onto side 2, and you get just 7-minute, 8-minute long jams that are just what I love, This is a really good bluesy record. Yeah, it's almost worth the price of admission for that cover, because that's pretty sick. But it is pretty out there blues rock, if you're into that type of thing. This next one arrived in the mail yesterday, and I've listened to it, and I was just blown away. This is the Churchills. This is the Noble Records orange splatter whatever edition. Band from Israel, and they're just absolutely incredible. I mean, I of course knew of this record, and I'd listened to it, years ago, but I haven't really put it on since, probably 4 or 5 years ago when I first discovered it. And oh my goodness, this is just so amazing. I mean, I was just sitting in my room and I was really blown away. Song Subsequent Finale, oh my goodness. It's just it has that pop feel, but it also has that deep psych feel with the fuzz guitars and it's just everything you want from a psychedelic record. And original copies go for thousands of dollars, so figured I'd pick up this reissue. I was excited to hear that it was coming out, and go get one because this is fantastic. Another just incredible record. When I was digging through the boxes in that anniversary sale, which there were thousands of records, 5,000 records or something ridiculous. Apparently all coming from one collection, which just blows my mind. But this one, when I pulled this out, my jaw was on the floor. The Human Beings, Evolutions. This is one of the greatest psych records I've heard in a long time. That perfect balance, again, of the deeper psych stuff with the fuzzed out guitars and all that, and the more pop stuff. This copy's got this horrible corner damage, where you can see that it was stamped. It had the free stamp, which a ton of the copies of this had this, and this belonged to Adelphi University as a promo type copy. It's got all the call numbers and stuff. But yeah, this is just absolutely incredible. I mean, it opens with The Face, which is a wonderful track. My Animal, in that pop vein. And if you don't mind, Miss Appleby is also in that pop vein. Every single psychedelic record, for some reason, just has to have a country track on it if it was recorded in the States, and this is no exception. Usually I'm not a huge fan of that super country track that's on all these albums, but this one ends with the sounds of a piano being smashed, so I think it gets a pass. Yeah, this is incredible. If you ever find a copy of this, just pick it up. I mean, it's if you're into that psych stuff, absolutely essential, and just one that's been on my want list again for like 4 or 5 years. So I was super, super happy to get that. This next one is a record to always look out for. It's a super common album to find, but this specific version is pretty rare. This is Bookends by Simon and Garfunkel, and this is the first mono press. Again, one where my jaw dropped when I pulled this out. I always look if it's the mono, and I've never found it. So finally, to just find the mono copy, I'm so happy. This copy's got the sweet poster on the inside. It's in great shape. I mean, it's got a couple marks, but really nothing bad at all. Sounds absolutely phenomenal. I haven't played this too much, but yeah, I would say probably better than the stereo mix. Definitely a dedicated mix as well, which there's a bunch of people online who will tell you what the differences between the mono and the stereo mix are. I probably couldn't tell you right now, but yeah, definitely one I'm going to spend some more time with, but it's a great record. I mean, come on, everyone knows it, but to find the mono copy, that's the dream, right? This one was an absolutely crazy find. I went with my buddy Matthew to go look for some records. I hit up one of my local antique store honey holes, and this is one where I found it and I was like, there's no way I just found that. And yeah, just shocked. This is Emitt Rhodes, The American Dream. This is the first 1968 or 69 US press with the original cover, and the altered track listing. And if you don't know, this version is extremely rare. Apparently only 1,000 copies pressed, and according to the Discogs notes, this was never actually released to the public. Like, it was held for whatever reason. I don't remember what the reason was. He's having trouble with the legal something, or the label just didn't really like this album or something like that. But they made all the copies and they never released it until like 1971 or something, when they put out a version with a completely different cover. But this is the first pressing, and I'll show you. I kept the sleeve because I like to keep the sleeve when I get a good deal. This one was $8. So yeah, no complaining there. It's like a VG copy, but yeah, unbelievable. It has, the track is Saturday Night is the track that was pulled and replaced on the later editions of this record. This is a phenomenal pop record. If you like Emitt Rhodes' self-titled, you'll probably love this one. It's definitely different. I mean, this was recorded pretty much right after he left the merry-go-round, so like, it's got that 60s flavor, like very, very strong 60s flavor. But I just love this. I mean, he kicks in with the fuzz guitar sometimes, and it's just so nice. I was, again, jaw on the floor, shocked to find this one. Next up is this Terry Brooks and Strange Translucent World record. This album is absolutely crazy. Very far out there, spaced out, psychedelic jamming. I love it. It's definitely not for everyone. I played this for my family, and my mom was like, "Do you really like this?" It's one of those records. Yeah, the second track on here, I think, is Ruler of the Universe, and it's just insane. Like, there's like, it's like that 70s hard rock psychedelic guitar shreddery. the stuff I love. And this is just, yeah, it's a really, really out there record, but a really, really good one. Sort of a private press type deal. It came out on that Galaxy label, which is pretty sick. I believe the band's from Florida, so finding a copy in a record store here near my home for like a crazy good deal is wonderful. So super happy to have that one. And this last one was also sent to me by Derek. Well, not sent to me. I bought it off him on Instagram. He had it up for such a good deal. Like, I couldn't pass it up, and even cut me a better deal. And he included some other records in it. Barbed Wire Sandwich by Black Cat Bones. This is phenomenal. British blues rock. Literally at its best. I mean, I put this on and I just loved it. It's got a little bit of that hard rock tinge to it sometimes, but it's just really good. I mean, the musicianship is incredible on here. If you don't know this band, some later incarnation of it became the band Leafhound, which they have an album that's worth like $10,000, like a kind of ridiculous amount of money. Just look at that cover art. Like, come on. That's amazing. It's probably what, it's worth the price of admission alone for that cover art. Yeah, but he was describing some of the condition issues, and he sent me some videos, and I was a little bit on the fence about it, but I picked it up, and it plays just fine. Like, really, it's got some surface noise and stuff, but nothing that really bothers me too much. I'm not a huge stickler about surface noise unless it's like horrible, and this one's really not that bad. Yeah, so got it for a super sweet deal. He included some other albums, so really can't thank you enough for that. If you're into that British blues thing, if you like bands like 10 Years After and Taste and stuff, I think you would enjoy this one. Great stuff. I'm gonna just blow through some of the records that I found at that record store anniversary sale, but I haven't really got around to listening to them yet. It's a pretty big stack, but yeah, just start showing them. Tucky Buzzard, Warm Slash. This is a hard rock record from what I know, and yeah, if you don't know Tucky Buzzard, they're the exact same band as The End, if you know that Psych group and that Psych record, Introspection. Exact same band, and also produced by Bill Wyman, but they took like a hard rock take on everything, and they're just a great group. I mean, they're a very talented group of people, and they just know how to write good songs. So excited to pick that up. There was a copy of the Tucky Buzzard self-titled there, and someone grabbed it right before me, and I was like so sad because I really need an upgrade of that one. But yeah, happy to pick that one up. Peter Barden's The Answer. I don't remember where I heard about this. I think I saw it on Instagram somewhere, but I've listened to side one of this, and it was great. I mean, I really got to delve into the whole record, but really love this one. Pretty nice, clean copy. J.D. Blackfoot, The Song of Crazy Horse. I don't really know what to expect when I listen to this. I heard about this a very long time ago from a Noble Records video, I think. And he was talking about how I don't think he really cared for the music. He just really liked the buffalo on the cover. I don't know, I'm going to have to give it a listen. Discog says it's folk rock, prog rock, which is a very interesting combo. But it's a promo copy, which is cool. The Bloomsbury People. I believe my buddy Matthew has a copy of this, and he said he really likes it. So I'm definitely going to have to give this one a listen. I'm excited to have a copy. This is a promo on MGM too. Looking Glass, original copy. This album, it looks like it could be like a killer hard rock record, but I think it's like a straightforward pop record. I don't know if it's really up my alley, but I'm gonna give it a fair chance. Zoo Road, Fly By Night. This is like a private press hard rock record. I just saw the cover art and I was like, well, I gotta get that. I knew it would be something decent. So yeah, I'm excited to put this one on too. It came with like a little poster too, which is cool. Another good hard rock thing, Moxie. I've been after this for a long time, so I'm excited to finally pick up a copy. I believe they sit on the edge of like 70s hard rock and that kind of metal type area, but I'm really excited to have got a copy of that. Blood Rock's first record. I'm not a huge Blood Rock fan, so I don't know if I'm gonna keep this one per se, but I'm gonna give it a chance. Yeah, I wanna give it a listen. And then this one, Fuse. I was so excited when I pulled this out of the bins there. I like, again, just one where I couldn't believe it and my jaw dropped. Like, I've never seen this record. I think I've seen one other copy of it for, you know, a lot more than $9. But, yeah, this band has some of the members that later went on to Cheap Trick, and it's just like a hard rock record. I listened to it once, but I have to soak it in a little more, but pretty sick. So yeah, that's it for that haul. Got some pretty crazy stuff, so I'm pretty happy. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.